With regarding to fifth unit, we have already discussed with the concepts of collision resolution techniques. But before to collision resolution techniques, we need to know how the collision occurs and where the collision occurs. For this concept, we need to discuss about the tables which we already discussed with the second unit. Now coming to the concept of tables. A table is a non-linear data structure where the data is the data, that is the values is arranged in the form of some rows and columns. So it can be used to store data. It can be used to store data and display the data in a structured format, as how we arrange a matrix, the data in the form of matrix notation. A matrix is an example of the tables. Now coming to these tables, there are different types of tables available in data structures. One is rectangular tables, one is jagged tables, one is inverted tables, and one is hash tables. Rectangular tables, jagged tables, and hash tables. So we know what a rectangular table is. A rectangular table is one where we are having fixed size of rows and columns. And jagged tables where there is a difference in size of rows and columns. That is actually in rectangular tables, for a row there will be equal number of columns. Suppose if you are taking five row, a matrix of int a33, that is it considers 3 rows and 3 columns. Whereas with jagged tables, how can we represent is we can define the column size individually for each and every row. That is called jagged tables. Inverted tables, that is opposite to the rectangular tables, is the inverted tables. And the most important among these that now we need to represent is the hash tables. This is the one which we need to discuss with the tables. Hash tables is one where the data is arranged in a form of the data is hash tables is one where we use it to display the data in a structured format. Among the tables, what the tables we are using in data structures is we will be using the hash tables. So coming to hash table, what is a hash table is? A hash table is nothing but storing the values in the form of pairs. So far how we have been storing the values in a table, that is with the matrix notation. A of 0 equals to some value, a of 1 equals to some value, a of 2 equals to some value, a of 3 equals to some value. Like this we will be representing, where we have been using numeric values as the indexes. But what happens is there is when we move to large volumes of data, it is not possible to hold the large volumes of data with arrays. Suppose if I need to hold employee array, how we are taking an employee array is employee array is nothing but employee array. If we are taking an employee array, it consists employee name, and it consists employee in salary, and it consists of employee joining date, and it consists of employee a designation. These are all these are all the values, or these are all the data related to one particular item called employee. Now in order to store such kind of data, it is not possible to store with the using the concept of arrays. Because with the arrays, if we are using employee array e of 0, e of 1, e of 0 is one employee data, e of 1 is one employee data, e of 2 is one employee data. That is how we have been creating. But if we consider normal arrays, whenever we need to represent the data, employee data, how we have been accessing is employee 0. It contains of multiple values. Employee 0 contains of multiple values, that is employee name, it contains of employee id, it contains of employee name, it contains of employee salary, like this. So what happens when we are having large volumes of data is whenever we are having large volumes of data, instead of representing indexes as numerics, we will be taking keys for representing a particular value. So that in order to store the value in the form of in the form of keys and values, we will be using the concept of hash tables. So coming to hash tables, hash table uses a function that is called as an hash function, which is used to compute an index to an array of buckets or slots. We are having an array array. That is nothing but a hash table. How the hash table is created is it will be represented in the form of array. In that array we will be storing the values. That is what we have been representing. Is a hash table is a data structure which is used to implement an associative array. Hash table is a data structure which is used to implement an associative array. What an associative array? That is representing an associative is representing the value in the form of pairs, that is key and its value. Suppose if the size of, consider a small example, if the size of hash table is 5, a hash table, so the size of hash table is 5 means hash table is also denoted in the form of array notation. Hash table is also denoted in the form of array notation. Suppose if the hash table, considering if the size of hash table is 5, hash table is also denoted in the form of array notation, where we are been having 5 locations, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are in the 5 locations. How we create an array, in the same way we will be representing the hash table. But the storing of values in the hash table with an array, what we are doing is we are using a loop for I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, then storing values in a of 0, storing values in a of 1, storing values in a of 2, like that we will be storing. But when coming to hash table, it is not storing of values with a of 0, storing values with a of 1, storing values with a of 2. So a value, for each and every value a key is generated. That key denotes the index in the hash table. What is the key? Is the key denotes the index in the hash table. Suppose for example I am storing a value 5 in a0 location. Storing value 5 in a0 location means 0 is the key generated for the value 5 using function keys, that is called using hash functions. So using hash functions we will be generating an index for the hash table. In that index we will be storing our value, so that it is called as, so that it is represented as, hash table is denoted as storing of data in the form of key and value. So hash table, once again I am repeating, hash table is similar to arrays. The structure of hash tables or the creating of hash table is similar to arrays, but what the difference is, the storage notation with the hash table is different with the arrays. In an array we store by taking the locations continuously, a0, a1, a2, like that we will be storing the values starting from continuous location. Whereas with the hash table we need to store the values by generating a key. That key denotes an index from the hash table. At that index we will be storing our value. Now coming to the hashing techniques or hashing functions. So hashing techniques, what the hashing techniques we are having, and what is the purpose of this hashing technique is, hashing techniques are also called as hashing methods. These hashing techniques or hashing methods are used to identify the key and to store the value into a hash table. Used to identify the key, that is the index, and used to store the value at that particular index. That is what the hashing method is. Hashing method is the method which is used to identify a key, that is the index in the hash table. At that index we will be storing our value. Now what are the types of hashing techniques we are having is, primarily we are having 4 types of hashing techniques. One is the truncation method, and the second one folding method or pure folding method, and the third one mid square method, and the fourth one division method. Among these 4 methods, what is the method that is being used regularly with hashing techniques is, we will be using morely with the division methods, which is easier and very simple to implement in order to obtain the index. Now moving on to these methods. First method, truncation method. So what the truncation method is? In the truncation method is nothing but a hash function, a hashing function. In this hashing function we are taking the value. For that value we are generating a key. Suppose taking a value, and for that we are generating the key. Suppose for example the given value, what is the given key value here is taking 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 2 is the key. How the hashing technique, how this truncation method obtained, now we need how this truncation method implemented in order to obtain the index. So what we are doing in the truncation method is, in the truncation method, the key is obtained, the key index is obtained by ignoring a set of digits, by ignoring a set of digits, and what are the remaining digits? We will ignore the set of digits and we take the remaining digits and we combine those remaining digits. That particular, the combination of the remaining digits is called as an index, is called as an index, or is called as a key for that particular value. Suppose for this we are, what we are doing here with the truncation method, we will show with a small example. We are having a value called 784562. That is the value we are having. Now we need to store that value in a hash table. So hash table is an array structure where the index will be a 2-digit address. What we need to obtain is, we need to obtain a 2-digit address. 2-digit address is nothing but a key. Now we need to generate a key, or we need to generate an address, that is also called as 2-digit address, that is also called as 2-digit address. Now how we are generating the key? Now taking that value, in that value remove, what we are doing is, in that value ignoring the set of digits. So what are the set of digits we are having in that ignoring a set of digits. Now removing 7, removing 7, take 7, this is one, removing 7, leaving off 7, 84 is a set of digits, and then 62 is a set of digits. So now what the remaining 2 digits, leave 7, then there will be combination 84, remove this 84, and then now leave 5, then the last 2 digits 62. So now remove this 62, such that what happens is 75 we are obtaining. Removing the 2 digits 84, ignoring, what we have been using in the truncation method is ignoring a set of digits. What are the set of digits we are taking here? 84 is one set, 62 is one set. We are taking set of digits 84, these two, one set, 62 as one set, such that what we are obtaining, what are the remaining digits? 7 and 5 will be the remaining digits, such that the key for this truncation method, the key for that value or the index for that value is 75. So the given value is stored with the 75th index. So how we are on what basis we are ignoring the set of digits means, we will remove we will take the set of the digits starting from right position. So from here we are taking first these 2 digits from the right position, we are taking the set of digits, these 2 digits, now 5. These first we are taking these 2 digits, 2 and 6, that is 62, removing that 2 and 6, ignoring the 2 and 6. Now this is, take this 5, after set take one value, again take one set, 4 and 8 is another set, ignore that set, now remaining 7. So now what are the two remaining is 7 and 5, that is the index. This is how we are taking, how we are been representing, that is how we are ignoring the digits. We are moving from right position, we are moving from right position, taking two values as one set, taking two values as one set, 2 and 6 as one set, ignore them, 5 remains. Now 4 and 8 as one set, ignore them, 7 remains, 7 5 75, that is the index position to store the value 784562. So now the other method, coming to the folding method. What the folding method we are doing is, we are dividing the given value into keys. What is the value we are having? We are dividing that value into keys. Among the keys, dividing each value into keys such that each and every key will have same number of parts or same number of bits. Why we are saying here as bits means, in some cases we use binary numbers. So in such cases each key must have equal number of bits. When we take a binary number, in such case we say equal number of bits. Now we are taking an integer number, such that each and every integer number must have equal set of digits. Each and every key, each part of the key must have each part of the key must have equal set of digits. Like this we will be dividing. After dividing, what we are doing is, we will be implementing either bit shifting method, we will be implementing So now what we have been doing is we are taking the key value here. Now this is the value to be stored. Now what we need to do, we need to split this value into keys such that each key must have equal digits. Now 1 2 3 78 45 62, such that we will be splitting, every key will have equal number of digits. So that what is the address width we are taking is, we are taking address width 2. Address width 2 means that indicates we are every 2 digits, we are separating every 2 digits as one key, such that 78 is one key, 45 is one key, 62 is one key. Now what we are doing in folding method, now we add all the keys. What we are doing is we will be adding all the keys and store and taking the first two values 1 8. This is the index position. So what is the index position for this particular value in this folding method is 18 is the index position. Now how we are taking why we are been adding these values is, why we are been adding, that is after dividing the keys, why we are adding the keys is because the folding method is of two types. The folding method is represented in two types. One is a fold shifting method and one is fold boundary method. What we are doing in a fold shifting method, in this method, even number of partitions are reversed before addition. Before to addition, we are reversing even number of partitions, but we are having only three partitions, K1, K2, K3. We are having only three partitions, so that it is not possible to perform fold shifting. So that what we are doing is we are coming to the second one, fold boundary method. What we are doing in this method is we are replacing K1 and Kn. That is, we divided 3 into key, now divided value into three parts, 78 45 62, three keys. Replace K3 and K1 and then perform addition, such that so that we use it 62 plus 45 plus 78. 62 plus 45 plus 78, it comes a 3-digit value. Takes the first two digits from it, starting from the left side, take the two digits 18, that comes as the index position. And next one is, and the next method is the division method, which is the most prominent method and widely used method for implementing, for finding the index in the hash table. This is the largely widely used method. What is the division method is dividing the given value by using the size of hash table or by implementing a primary key. Dividing the given value by using the size of hash table or by using a primary number. How we take it, suppose if the size of the table is given, then no need to worry that we will be dividing with the size of the table. When the size of the table is not given, then with which number we need to divide the value? We need to take a nearest prime number to that value. We have to divide with that value. That is what the division method is. One of the fast and most widely used hashing function method is division hash function. What we are doing is we are having a value, that value is divided with the, that value k percentage d. The given value is divided with the size of the hash table. K is the value and d is called as the size of the hash table. When the size of the hash table is not known, at that time we will be taking a primary number. What we can take is, we can take a primary number. See, we are having a value called 31. Okay, taking a key value 31 into the hash table. So in this, now we need to insert this 31 into the hash table. For that 31, we need to find the index. So what is the size of hash table we are taking is, we are taking the size of hash table as 4. Now performing the modulo operation, 31 percentage 4. What is 31 percentage 4? 4 7's 28 and the remainder is 3. See, we are using modulo operator. So the modulo operator always gives the remainder. So the remainder is 3. Now the value 31 will be inserted in the third position. So this is the most simplest method. We will be using this method while we will be using this division method whenever we need to insert a value in the hash table. And the next one is the mid square method. The next method is the mid square method, where this is this is somewhat a difficulty in implementing. In mid square method, what we are doing is, whatever the value we are having, we will be square that value and taking the mid positions from that mid digits from that squared number. Suppose see here where where we are having a value 1 2 3 4. Now what we are doing with the mid square method is we are performing square to that method. We are doing k square. So square of 1 2 3 4 is 1 5 double 2 7 5 6. Now take the digits which are in the mid position. So now among these 5 is the mid position for 1 and 2, and next 2 is the mid position for remaining, and then 5 is the mid position. 5 2 5, these are the digits in the mid position. So we take that is the index, that is considered as the index for the that is considered as the index for the value in mid square method. So performing a square of a value and taking the mid position, it seems somewhat difficult, so this method is not encouraged. We will be using the division method for for finding an index for a value to insert into a hash table. So these are the hash functions we will be using to insert a value into hash table. So now after inserting the values into hash table, what we have been representing is we will be discussing with a concept called collision. So what the collision is, so earlier with the arrays, each and every value is specified with one location. Whenever we are using an array, so in an array the values are stored in continuous locations. A0 one value, A1 one value, A2 A3, like that we will be storing. But when the hash table is represented as an array, when we are coming to hash tables, when this hash table is represented in array notation, it is not the sequential representation where the index will be generated by using the hash functions. So when so that as the indexes are generating by the hash function, so that there is a chance of collision to the same index for more number of values. Suppose we are taking the value 7485, so there may be collision. See here here, see here, I am taking a key value as a 4, h of 4, where some value stored a value. So h of 4 is for 4965, key value 4, taking 4965, key value 4, and then 7965, key value 2. Now h of 15, the key value, what is the key value here is index is for the 4965, the index is 4 2 3 5, like this. What is the index here? 0 0 are the indexes. This is what collision occurred at index 0. In order to store the value 15, the value should be stored in see, the value 4 is stored in 4 location. 4 percentage 5, size of the hash table is 5, using division method. 4 percentage 5, 7 percentage 5. Now 15 percentage 5 and 60 percentage 5, where the modulo reminders 0, where the collision occurs in the 0 location. So this is called collision. When more than one value occupying the same index, that is called the collision. To avoid this collision, we have already discussed with the collision resolution techniques. And the other thing is overflow. When we are having the size of hash table as 5 and we are inserting more values into hash table, then it is called as an overflow situation. It is called as an overflow situation. So as we know that if more than one value occupies the same index represent or occupies the same index or represent or more than one value representing the same index, that is called as an collision. This is where the collision occurs, and to avoid this collision we are following the collision resolution techniques, which we already discussed with our last video session. So with this one part of this fifth unit will be completed. We are having two more concepts which we will be covering in the next videos.